Morning and welcome to one grumpy old man and his classics on this glorious day. Clear blue sky, absolutely wonderful. Apparently we're having a heat wave. I'm not sure if 3 days constitutes a heat wave. When I was a kid, heat waves lasted for weeks. So anyway, let's crack on with some work. Just going to be a couple of odds and sods today. I've just got to have a look at the exhaust pipe on the E28 again. I don't know why it keeps coming loose, but I need to make a permanent fix on that, I should say. I thought I had done a permanent fix, but quite clearly not. And I need to have a look at why the washer jets are not working on the Merc. So let's pull the washer jet bottle out and see what the pumps, see if the pump's blocked or whatever, because the pump's working quite well. Just going to get the dribble water out of the jets. Let's get on with the exhaust on the E28 first. Let's get on with the exhaust on the E28 first and see if we can fix that. So if you can see here, it just keeps on moving. I mean, I did put all this assembly paste on to try and make a gas seal tight. Quite clearly this clamp, which I was hoping was going to solve my problems to this join, quite clearly didn't work. So I've got a couple of ideas in my head. I'm going to go back to using some of these clamps. Two of these. This is how it would have originally been assembled, with two of these. Might have the wrong size here. I do know I've got at least one that's the right size. This is a bit bigger than I thought. Maybe that might be able to be persuaded to fit. I know I've got a bigger one than that. So I'm probably going to have to hunt that out. But let's disassemble this and see what's going on. Oh yeah. We've got a bit of separation going on there, haven't we? So I think I'm going to disconnect the back box, pull this completely out and see what we're dealing with. Interesting. I don't know why. It's not. Can't get a bit of light in there. I thought this is also sleeved. Let me just take this off. That's better. I thought this also was sleeved. There's quite a lot of muck on there. Yeah, I've probably contributed to that. But I was getting this back on the road, but I'm gonna clean all that off and see if we can get the exhaust into. There we go. I'll clean all that up. I think the best bet is clean everything up thoroughly. Let's start again. Yeah, that's better. I cleaned it all up. Underneath this clamp thing that I'm using currently, these two pipes, so there and there, in between there's like a sleeve, an inner sleeve, and the two then slide over the top of that inner sleeve and clamp together so they don't actually slide inside one another. There is a little bit of rust pitting at the bottom where I was obviously getting the blow from, but this clamp that I was previously using wasn't really doing its job because it wouldn't hold the two pipes together, couldn't get enough pressure on it, so I've substituted one of the clips for a proper exhaust clamp. I only have one, so ultimately what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this one and put one of those on so it matches. It doesn't really need it because it's doing its job now, it's holding it in place and there's no leaks of exhaust gases, but it just looks odd. I like it. I like things to be even, not odd. So yeah, so job done, all cleaned up, looks a lot better than it was. So on to the next job. Right, next on is the I'm trying to get to the pump for the washer jets on the Mercedes. As I previously said, it's a very weak dribble coming out of the jets on the bonnet, so I can hear the pump works absolutely fine. So the only thing is just to get this out and have a look, see what the pump's doing, see if it's got some bit of blockage in there. Not entirely sure how this comes out. It appears there's only one nut holding it in, and it must be on some sort of locating dowel at the bottom. I'm not sure. A little peek inside. Yeah, it's pretty yucky in there. Yeah, it's pretty stinky as well. So I think while the bottle's out, we'll give that a thorough good flush inside as well. I'm going to see. I've not got a good feeling about this. Looks like it slides on this bracket here. So, oh yes, there we go. That's some movement. There we go. It's quite tight. See it now. Actually see it. I think maybe I might need to unplug this out of the way. Not sure how this unplugs. There we go. This is for the ABS pump. Just get that plug out of the way just to give me a little bit more movement. There we go. Let's just move that out of the way. apologise for the noise today. We've still got the guys digging the pavements up, putting Virgin, Superfast, Super Duper, Whooper, whatever it is, I don't know, some sort of cable. Anyway, back onto the washing bottle. I've been testing the pump and I believe the pump's good, because I put it in a little jar of water and tested it, and it does squirt out water. But if we have a look inside the bottle, so I don't know if you can see that, it's pretty rank and nasty inside. It's pretty smelly as well. But where the pump goes in, just in there, it's not blocked up or anything. So all I can do now is I'm going to clean all this up, give it a thorough good clean with some chemicals, and also this one is pretty nasty as well. If I can just pop the lid off quickly. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that floating around in there, that's not very nice. But the headlight wash were working fine. It was just the windscreen washer. So anyway, let's get this all cleaned up and see what it's going to look like. I think you'll agree, that's come up pretty clean actually. A lot better than I was expecting. So it's all cleaned out inside. I can't remember who the subscriber was. This little grommet here actually just fits in that hole there, and that's where the pump sits in for the screen wash, because this one here is for the high pressure water headlight cleaners that pop out of there. So that one was clear, but this one, this little grommet, was literally just bunged up with sludge and slime and all sorts. Fortunately it hasn't damaged the pump, so let's get it all assembled and see if this has cured my problem. As a preventative measure, as these cars have a propensity to go quite rusty, I've just shot a load of this in down behind the headlight, because they are renowned for going quite rusty down there. Fortunately mine hasn't, but just as a preventive measure I've shot a load of this down there. Let's give this water lever this water lever, let's start again. I best give this water level sensor a good clean up, because this has been giving me some false codes on the dashboard saying water level low and it's not. So let's clean this up before we put it back in the tank. So all reinstalled, lots of wax oil sprayed down there before the bottle went back in. You can see it there just going off, so plenty of wax oil down in there. That is all lovely and clean, and the same for this one, got that one all clean. So we'll give it some fresh juice in a minute. If you wonder, there we go, look, all nice and cleaned up before that's put back in. If you wonder what I've been using G101 by AutoSmart. You can use it neat, you can dilute it, you can clean virtually everything with it. Good stuff. So let's get this inserted back in the bottle. Oh, I didn't want to do that, did I? Just push it down the side. This is going to be a two-handed thing, so I'll be back in a minute. Let's put some screen wash in. Just put a bit of juice in there. Don't know how much I'm going to put in. Just normally guess it, as long as there's a little bit of screen wash in there. There we go. So Let's juice this up. See if it leaks at all. Hope not. There we go. That'll do. Clip that in. Clip that in. Yeah, that's tidied the engine bay up anyway. Just that little thing. Even though it needed to come out to be cleaned to sort the problem out. It's looks far better than it did. Anyway, let's test it. Will the washers work? Hey! I think I want a bit of adjustment there, but they are working. I think that's a job for another day. At least they're working. Left hand side is acceptable. Right hand side wants a bit of titillation. Anyway, all good. Another job ticked off the list. So this is the repair panel I've made. So you can see I've beat a groove in there that's going to match this panel line in here, I hope. And I made this repair panel up from scratch, and it's not a bad fit. I'm going to have to do a bit of, maybe a slice, a small bit out of there. I might do that afterwards. I want to get this top part buttoned up first, because this is the most important, to get this right and get it in place. And I can deal with this bit. It's got to go slightly under at the end. So I think we'll get that lined up and get that in, and then I can try and start welding it. See how that goes. Should have prepared these grips before I started this, but never mind. There we go, that should do it. Just need to trim a small bit off there that's just catching. Might help me achieve that. That's better. Yeah. That's better. Okay. Let's see if I can get that in there. Okay. Yeah, it'll need a bit of reworking, but I think that will do it. There we go. Alright, let me set my welder up. And can you see that in there? Yeah, you can. Obviously that's the wrong angle. Once I've welded round here, then I can start teasing this up round, because then this just forms part of the sill at the bottom. Well, I say the sill, this is the wing ends on this line here, so I'm still just recreating part of the bottom of the wing. I want to work on this top part first and get that done, see how that looks. Oh. Hello. All right. Wires run out. But you get the gist. It's all welded in. Not bad fit actually. Obviously ground the welds down. Just trying to give it a skim of filler to blend it in now. So let me carry on doing a bit more rubbing down and we'll have a look when it gets a bit closer. It's nowhere near at its final prep stages yet. I've still got quite a lot of flattening and rubbing down to do to get a good finish. I've just put some primer on just to add a little bit of protection until I can get to it in a couple of days. But bottom of the wing has been replaced. I've skimmed it with filler, but it does need a lot of rubbing down, and that will show at the moment. But once I've spent a bit of time on it, getting it to the desired finish, then I can order up some paint and get this done. So yeah, so the rear of the seal's done, front wing's been replaced, most of the underneath work has been done with the exception of the rear footwell, which will be next on the list. I need to investigate when I fill the fuel tank up full, when I brim it, I always get fumes in the car until it empties to about 3/4. Got a feeling it's, obviously I've had the tank out quite a while ago, obviously I reassembled it all correctly, I believe so anyway. We could all miss something or not tighten something up quite right, but I've got a feeling it may be the sender. There's like I think there's a seal on the sender. Whether I've tightened the sender up tight enough or not, I'm not sure. I know I did have a little bit of a rust hole around the filler neck and the vent pipes, but I thoroughly sealed that. So I'm hoping it's not from there, because it'll mean tank out again. But I thought the easiest thing is to investigate the sender unit and that area. So that means I'm going to have to take everything out I've got in the boot. So I'll show you what I've got in here. I've taken out most of the boot space with repair, emergency stuff. You know what I mean? You know, it is 37 years old. And it is my everyday car. And as much as I've done everything to this car, you just don't know, you know. So I just like, it's the sort of car, because I've had experience with these cars before, I've had two before, I know the most common things that can go wrong with them, and it's probably stuff that I could fix by the side of the road. So I do carry some spares. I'll show you what I've got. So this is my spares box. You know, I've got some spare hoses. I've got a brand new one here I need to fit. This is for the bottom hose for the rad. I don't want to change it just yet because it means I've got to drain all the coolant. Probably going to lose some, then I've got to add more antifreeze to it and stuff. And as I'm going to do the head gasket, I might as well fit that then. So that's a brand new one that I had to get from BMW. Not too bad actually. $23.95 with the VAT, and people are selling them on other platforms, should I say, for like stupid money, you know, 40, 50 quid, because they're quite hard to get hold of. And I went direct to BMW. They've got a genuine one. But anyway, so some spare hoses, it's an exhaust repair thing. I've just got hose. I've got hoses. I've got fuel pipe. I've got some belts. Rotor arm to strip the cap. I've got some fuel pipe just in case. I've even got an ECU in here. So just carry a few bits, you know. And I have, and this is what caused me all the problems when it failed its MOT and wouldn't restart. This is a reference sensor or speed sensor. Even though they both got their own part numbers, they're both identical. They're the same thing. So this is what went wrong. And it's literally, that goes in the bell housing, and that obviously plugs into the loom. And they are quite a common thing to fail, these reference speed sensors. So I've got a brand new one there that I carry, because, you know, initially they're real bugger to get out of the bed housing, because the bed housing being aluminium, they do corrode in, and 9 times out of 10 you've got to destroy them to get them out. So both of mine are new, and I've greased them. So at the side of the road, I know that I could get that out and swap one over if I had to. Not that I'm expecting one to fail, but you just never know. I've got some vacuum hoses, vacuum pipes in there. I just got all the usual stuff that, you know, I've got stuff in there that I could probably get me home on. So that's my spares box. A bit like, I don't know if, depending what age you are, you wouldn't know, but decades ago, when you used to go abroad, you could get what was called a touring kit, and you get it from your local motor factors, you know, and it'd be hoses, belts, plugs, you know, just the basic things. And if you didn't use any of it, you could take it back and get your money back. But I mean, those days are gone. Not that you could probably fix a modern car by the side of the road. And I've got a toolbox here. I say toolbox, just a little box with basic tools in. You know, some drive bits, some little sockets, spanners, screwdrivers, you know, cutters, some bits of wire in there and stuff. Just basic toolkit, you know, just to do minor repairs at the side of the road. So that's that in there. What else we got? I need to sort this out really. I've got this box, got some tissues, got a jug of water, got some oil, got some ATF, and we've got some exhaust putty stuff. I've got my multimeter. That's a must. If you break down, you need one of them really. And also in there's an old coat if I need to change the tyre at the side of the road. Got a little 1.5 ton jack in there, because I don't use the jack that comes with the car, waste of time, so I always carry a little 1.5 ton aluminium jack. And that's pretty much it in there really. I should sort it out really, it's a bit of a mess, I've just been throwing stuff in there, but you know, it's quite heavy. And always carry the jump start topped on. Bloody good they are. So I've used that umpteen times on different cars. Works brilliantly even on the flattest of batteries. Right, that's just a nondescript light in there. And that's it. That's what I've That's what's in my boot. So let's get this mat out. Let's get the mat out. Need a screwdriver. I need to go and get a screwdriver. And let me get that plate off first. So I was just it wasn't liquid or anything. I just wanted, it just looked a bit discoloured there. Just sort of give it the old sniff test. I've done a thorough check. We've got 3 vent hoses that go within the filler cap area. They go up to this vent box that's behind this bit of trim. They all seem to be okay. I've checked the actual sender unit, which is here, and I can see there's been some sort of, not a massive amount, just enough to give fumes in the car. And so I checked these connections. I know these 2 pipes are new because I replaced all the fuel lines. This one's perfect, but this one I believe is the return line. Don't know how much pressure that creates, but I realised when I put this on, I must have stripped this Jubilee clip, and it's not tight. And so I'm thinking the best thing to do, I see the pipe moving, so I've got a new clip I've got from my stock of parts, and I'm going to remove this clip because I've obviously damaged it and it won't tighten up sufficiently. So we'll get rid of that and change that, and hopefully that will cure my issue. I mean, because I painted the whole tank and there's no signs of fuel running down the tank. So I know that repair I done near the filler neck is good, because there's no, oh, I'm spilling a bit now, but can't avoid that. So I know there's no fuel actually leaking out of the tank anywhere. So we'll replace this clip, and easy said and done. Just open that up a bit. I don't know if you remember, but I took this tank out because it was quite dirty and had lots of foreign objects in it, if you want to call it that. It was quite badly corroded. It's not corroded, it wasn't rust, it was a little bit rusty, but it just had old dried fuel in it and stuff, and I put old nuts, bolts and washers in it and shook it for ages to clear it out. And obviously got a new fuel filter underneath next to the new fuel pump, and I put an inline filter in the engine bay, and amazingly it's not dragged any rubbish up, so I'm quite pleased with that. So make sure I don't go too mad on this one and over tighten it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Right, is that tight enough? I don't know how much pressure comes through these pipes. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's tight now. So let's see how that performs. I know I'm going to have a bit of fumes now for a little while, because just a little bit came out of the pipe and I took it off, but hopefully that's another job done. I'm still not 100% satisfied that's proper tight. Just don't want to strip this one. Just double check that one. That must go up a little bit, but no, it's not that one. This one was definitely stripped and was loose. Right, let's try that, see how that goes. Just gave it all a quick hoover out. We'll put everything back in. You can see this is the boot in this car. It's pretty amazing actually. Alright, there's a little bit of surface rusting on the footwell there where the tyre's been rubbing, but generally this is a very tidy boot area. There's no dampness in here. I did find a tiny bit of water in the wheel well when I took the wheel out, so I've got to suspect the rear light for that, so I'll have another look at that. Anyway, let's get it all back together. I know it's not really necessary, but I have dressed the tyre up. I know you can't see it because it's under the cover, but you know, if I do need to have to put it on one day to get a puncture, at least I know it's going to be dressed to match the others. But you know, that's how the ball rolls for me. So even though you can't see it, it's got to be right. There's a few bits and bobs in there that need sorting out. I can't remember. I think the jack needs to come apart and be painted. Yeah, I know. Does it really need to be done? Probably not. I'm never going to use it, but it's there and I want it to look nice. I've got something else to show you. Maybe I should reword that. But anyway, hang on a minute, I'll go and get it. Another accessory that I've got. I've had this probably 20 years. I've had it as an accessory for my last two E28s, and it wasn't a thing that I was prepared to let go of, so I've kept it and just moved it from car to car. This is a genuine BMW metal 6 litre fuel container that I believe by law in Germany and maybe some other countries you have to carry, or you used to have to carry, some spare fuel. So hang on a minute, just being disturbed by a neighbour. Hang on a minute. Anyway, I'm back. So yeah, so this wasn't just for E28. I think it could be E12, 23, 24, 28, 30, 36, any of them models. E34, I think all of them. So right up until probably early 90s, this would fit inside any BMW wheel in the boot. So yeah, nice thing to have. Don't keep it in the car. I've just got it hanging up on the garage wall. So it's probably looking like it could do with stripping right back and repainting, but then that would lose its originality, wouldn't it? I'll keep it like it is for now. So yeah, I don't think there's a date on these or anything. You can see the writing. And then the BMW roundel. But yeah, nice thing to have. This, obviously this bit, the spout I had to buy new. I bought that 20 years ago, because it was missing, and I believe that is a genuine one anyway. Still got the label on it. Anyway, so yeah, just thought I'd show you that. Let's get on and get wrapped up really. One last thing before I do my outro. Something else I've had to buy. So MOT, it was flagged up as an advisory that the rear beam bushes were wearing, I wouldn't say substantially, but they were worn. They're okay, but they had quite a bit of play in them. So rather than go genuine route, I'm going to use these Powerflex bushes. I've used these before. I used these on my M535i, and I found them to be very good. And of course, they're long-lasting polyurethane bushes. So I've got these, and they even threw in a couple of stickers. Wow! And they even threw in a Powerflex keyring. Mind you, for 106 quid, these are expensive now. I think last time I'd done these, they were just over 50 quid. I suppose, yeah, I don't know how long ago that was now, but yeah, they've doubled in price. But they are so much easier to fit as well, because when you do these bushes, you actually, not these bushes, but when you remove the original bushes out, you need a special tool and that tool is so expensive, and so I should just cut them out, cut the inner out, then cut the metal casing out and get that out, because these literally just push fit in. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, easy job to refit them. It's just getting the old ones out. So I'll be showing you that in due course, and of course, you know, when you've got an old car, there's always something to do. Another job on the list. That's about it for this week. It's been a bit all over the place. You know, I can't just concentrate on one vehicle all the time. I have to spread my time across various vehicles, as you've seen in this this episode. I mean, a little bit of work on the Merc, a little bit of work on the BMW, and a little bit of work on the Alfa. So, you know, I really want to dig in on the Alfa, but I have to consider the other cars as well. So hopefully you'll be seeing more of the Alfa. I want to really get into that. But I have other things that I do in my life, you know. So I have to spread myself around a bit. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, you know, like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. You know, press the notification bell, because you'll get the next upcoming video notification. Leave me a comment, you know, just all that good stuff if you can. You know, if you don't like it, then don't watch it, that's fine. But, you know, if you do like it, just please do any of the what I've just said. It'd be great. I really appreciate it, and see you soon. Bye.